Hey there, superstars. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I am bringing you a message which, again, as always, I know I say it every single time, but it's absolutely on top of my mind. And it's all around the topic of, getting over disappointment, getting over heartbreak, getting over the times when you feel like, you really wanted something to work out a certain way, and right now in your life, maybe you're feeling pretty defeated. Maybe you're feeling like you just don't have the energy, the capacity to even think yourself out of the scenario that you find yourself in. You're just over it, you're feeling really disappointed, and you've gotten yourself to a point and a place where it feels like the only way to cope is to get caught up in whatever distraction you can get your hands on. And sometimes those distractions, they're just pretty much like they're not really doing anything to move you ahead. Other times you can find that you can get caught up in distractions it's really like personal development that's actually a distraction. And when you stop having your mind filled with positivity or whatever the thing is, you're still back, you notice at square one, feeling kind of defeated, not feeling great within yourself, and suffering from the hangover of disappointment or heartbreak or whatever it is. And so today's message is for all of you guys out there who absolutely are at that point, or you've been in that point, or it's inevitable that you may get to that point moving forward. But it's really the fact that distraction may work well in the short term, but at the end of the day, it's progress that will be the long-term strategy for overcoming any sort of disappointment or heartbreak in your life. So you can look at this. Why I said disappointment or heartbreak is because I think that when we have and experience different forms of disappointment or letdown, or when things don't go quite the way that we want them to in different areas of our lives, we can tend to term it different things. So, oftentimes the heartbreak comes in relationship breakdown, or when relationships don't go the way that we want them to or think we want them to. And definitely, disappointment covers a lot of bases. So why I wanted to have this conversation is because myself included, and so many human beings who I have the pleasure of working with and getting to observe and, really go on a journey of improving situations and getting into courageous action and energy and authentic alignment. Oftentimes I find that we can get ourselves stuck in distraction mode in order to cope with a situation. What does that look like? Maybe it looks like you're watching 10 hours of Netflix a day, or you are, listening to different audiobooks. Like I said, personal development can be a distraction from real life stuff you got to get into action on. Or maybe it is that you're just going out partying, or maybe you're going and drinking, or, taking drugs, or having sex, or meeting different people, and you're just using maybe relationships as a distraction. Whatever it is, whatever your mode and your form of distraction, which would absolutely pay you really well, tenfold, if you can identify what are your distraction processes, and what do you involve yourself in, even mindlessly, without even having the conscious mind take part in it. You can get yourself caught up in all these distractions until you're further down the timeline, and then it's even harder, identifying that, but then also working out, okay, if I know that this distraction that I get caught up in my life is ultimately just prolonging the pain of the thing that I'm not really dealing with, then what can I be doing to actually step out of that? And in order to generate the momentum that I need and the energy that I need in order to rectify this situation and feel better about life, and get better results, identify how could I be progressing in a meaningful way. First steps first, identifying, what matters to you. not to everybody else, not to what you think you should be doing in your life right now, but actually what inspires you on the personal level, on the individual level, and identifying whatever that is without judgment or without fear of what other people's expectations are on that, and actually going, okay, well, this is something that feels really good to me, and if I could feel like I could progress in this area, and I might not take much energy or effort, but I can get that sense of progress, then I know that that's going to be the long-term strategy for getting over this disappointment, for getting over this heartbreak. And so, what that might even look like is something really small. Say you've gone through a breakup and you're just feeling, say it wasn't your choice and you're just feeling completely heartbroken. Even if it was your choice, you probably got an element of heartbreak there, because it never feels good, not wanting to be with somebody who wants to be with you. So it doesn't matter what end of the spectrum you are, but say, for instance, you've ended a relationship, you're feeling a sense of heartbreak, and it's just every time you're not distracting yourself with something, it pops back up, and you're finding it taking over your thoughts, your energy, you're feeling defeated, and you're getting into more and more distraction. Say at that point, you go, you know what? This is not working. The distraction might be working for me in the short term, but as soon as that distraction is over, I'm back to square one. I'm still feeling that disappointment. I'm still feeling that heartbreak, and I'm no better off from it. In fact, I'm worse off from it, because I feel like it's just taken over my whole life, and it's still taking over my life. So what can I do to progress? Okay, what would be a meaningful way for me to progress? Okay, I value my health. Okay, well, how can we get into the gym, get into a class, get into a program, start looking after my health at a different level, start having green smoothies, whatever it is, just some form that you can self-identify that would allow you to feel a sense of accomplishment and personal progress, and get into it. Guaranteed, you, instead of sitting at home and watching another episode or whatever, versus spending that hour, getting into your gym gear and getting out the door and going and busting through and pushing your body past its current limits. Imagine the difference you're going to feel at the end of that hour after the episode finishes, and then you're left with these feelings of distraught again, versus going out there and, okay, I've done something that proves to myself that I'm valuing myself, that I am a worthy, beautiful human being, and I'm loving myself, right? And I'm feeling better, I'm feeling stronger, I'm feeling leaner, I'm feeling better about myself in whatever regard, right? And ultimately, we need to look at our disappointments, our heartbreaks, all the rest of it, when you can't seem to maybe get over somebody in your life or whatever it is. I see this stuff time and time again in the work that I do, and I guarantee you it all comes down to you fearing that you're not good enough in some way, shape, or form. And that's what keeps us stuck. So that's why if we go about the process of progressing in some way, we're negating that fear of not being good enough, because we're seeing and believing in ourselves. We're seeing ourselves actually progress. Doesn't matter how small, it really doesn't. You don't have to go and make this major leap and become a millionaire overnight and, have the body of a fitness model, again, overnight. You just need to have those little minute moments where you made a different decision, where you made a different choice, where instead of getting wrapped up in this distraction to kind of take your mind off what's really bothering you in the short term, you actually made a choice to go and immerse yourself in something that also takes your mind off overthinking the bad things, the things that are bringing you down, but actually puts you in a better position once you've engaged in it. You've progressed in some way. It doesn't matter how that is or what that is, but what does matter is that you are absolutely progressing, and you're choosing to progress rather than distract. So I'm hoping that today's message is definitely serving you guys out there, and particularly you guys out there who are currently just kind of laying low, and maybe you're down in the dumps a little bit, and maybe you're just really finding it hard to pick yourself up out of a disappointment, a heartbreak, whatever it is. And I'm hoping that today's message encourages you to just go, you know what, these are the ways I've been distracting myself. I've experienced it's not getting me very far in the long term, albeit maybe taking my mind off it in the short term. What are some meaningful ways that I could personally step into and feel a sense of progress? Whether it's getting outside the house and going to the gym, or it's starting to, check in with your feelings and write down something in a journal, or it's ticking off that to-do list that is just ginormous and getting bigger by the day, or if it's just making a phone call to, somebody you haven't spoken to in a while that maybe you've been feeling a bit guilty, haven't been in contact with them, and that they would love to hear from you and it would make their day. Whatever it is, I don't know, I'm just coming up with some random ideas here, but you have to come up with something meaningful. Maybe a project that you've been putting off that if you just got started, you would feel like $1 million. That is your way out of disappointment, because it all stems from not feeling good enough. So go about the process of progressing in a meaningful way personally, and guaranteed you'll get over that fear. You'll start leaving the past in the past, and you'll get on with creating the kind of future that you most desire. All right, I am definitely wanting to check in with you guys. So let me know if you've got any questions or comments, words of wisdom that you want to share with us all. I absolutely love having you guys join me live. So I can't wait to check in. And for those of you who are watching afterwards, make sure that you're always dropping comments and questions and everything. I will definitely get back to you guys. And I so appreciate you all watching and tuning in and contributing to the conversation. So let me check in. I've got Dex and Alexandra, yay, you made it on live. Awesome. And Billy's here as well. And Billy, you are so kind, beautiful. Thanks for being here. And Austin and Choppy and Elliot. Hello to you, Elliot. It's been a while, been ages. So good to see you. And Alexandra, honest and self-loving relationship with ourselves. Absolutely. And hashtag green smoothie power. Oh my God, I've told you guys, what is it? I must have had I've had about 2 liters of green smoothie every single day since I've been back, which is, I haven't quite had that much yet today, but that's that's a lot of green smoothie. That's 7 times 2 liters. That's 14 liters of green smoothie in 1 week. That's a lot. So, and I'm feeling the energy from it. And Moises is here. Hello to you and your Bays and Judy and Elliot. Every journey is taken one step at a time. Absolutely. And that's when we're feeling really low and we're feeling really defeated and we're feeling hung up on ourselves and not being good enough because we've had this disappointment or heartbreak or whatever it is, the worst thing that we get caught up in is thinking that in order to get out of this deep hole, it's going to take a tremendous success. And then we think about how far away we are from a tremendous, gigantic success, and it just keeps us stuck in the base of our pit while we're digging it even deeper, rather than realizing that any sort of one step at a time, minute sense of progress is the thing that is actually stacking up the base of that pit until you reach surface level and until you can jump way beyond that. So never discount any minute form of progress, even if it's one thing you're ticking off a list every single day that is healthy for you, that is self-loving for you, that is giving you a sense of meaningful progress. That is the gold right there. So absolutely, Elliot. And Victoria, hello to you, beautiful. And Patty's here. Hi, Vanessa, just got on. We'll have to listen to the beginning. Absolutely, Patty. Hope it's of value to you and so beautiful to see you live. And Alexandra, green smoothie transfusion. You got it, absolutely. And Praveen, thank you so much for your kind words. And Rob's here as well. Great to see you again, Rob. So I'm really hoping that today's message has definitely resonated with you. I hope that if you've got anybody in your life right now that you know is suffering from some sort of disappointment or heartbreak or whatever it is, and you're seeing them like not believe in themselves and just get into distraction mode, you know, over and over again consistently, then I hope that you will share this message with them if you found it valuable, and hopefully it would be that kind of the kick in the bum that is encouragement to just get back on the horse in that tiny little progressive way, makes all the difference. And I hope that for any of you guys watching who are in that place as well, I really do hope that it has served you. And I'm loving that you're loving it, Victoria, and good evening to you, Rob, and Arthur's here as well. I hope you guys who are catching me now are going to catch the recording and get a ton of value from today's message. I'm signing off, but as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, and you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has served you. And Elliot, much love and hugs to you, my friend. So good to see you, and can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.